What do you think is the main factor that has made you successful in life, as for now?
I think you can't get away from the fact that whatever you do, people that are successful, well, it depends whether you call me successful or not.
You are successful.
It's all relative.
Yes.
But you can't get away from the fact to be successful, you have to work hard. That's the only advice I would give anyone.
Hard work.
You cannot. Success is not delivered in a Christmas box.
I
The
know,
fairies
I
do
know.
not deliver
I know,
success.
I know.
You have to work hard for it. You have to earn it. I would say part of the thing that differentiates people that do well, they have a good living and so on, but then people that make that extra step is that they are more likely to be risk takers because you have to take some risk.
Yes.
So if you go back to my experience in the UK when we started Cinetech,
Yeah.
myself and my two partners and some others who were involved at the time were working for a company in the UK. We all worked for the same business. And the guys that own that company wanted to sell. And they wanted to sell and break the business in two. So we were on the one side of the company and there was another side we didn't really have much involvement with.
Yeah.
So job security wasn't looking too safe at the time. So we just started talking, why don't we set our own business up? And anyone who set up their own business of any scale, at least for sure, is going to tell you that it is risky. Those first few years doesn't take a lot before you could be out of business. You could get one bad debt, you can make one bad decision, and it's game over. So it's a stressful period, and some people are not prepared to take that risk. And let me tell you, that was 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for years. For years to make sure it got it. And sacrifice. So I think it was at least 5 years that me and the other two owners and some others who were involved at that time, we were the least paid people in the business. So our staff were paid more than us because we had to sacrifice to make the success.
Sure.
So we projected forward knowing that if we got it right, the rewards will come. But there was sacrifice, no holidays. We gave up well-paid jobs, very smart cars. We gave up shares in the business that we were in to walk away for a startup business with no customers, no money, no nothing. We all put our houses on the line, so we risked a lot. And of course, that's not everybody's prepared to do it. And I don't blame some people because if you're really not of that nature, it's very difficult. And if it went wrong, and trust me, you need a little bit of luck on the way, or you certainly don't need bad luck. That's probably more accurate. But if you do the right things, you make good decisions, you're prepared to take some calculated risk, knowing what the ups and the downs are.
Okay.
You generally will be successful. Now, I was very fortunate that I had two very solid partners where our mindset was aligned. We all had the same work ethic, and it was a great relationship. All had our own skills, strengths and weaknesses, so we complemented each other. And yeah, I to a degree, I miss it a little bit. I miss that bit of being a part of a team and doing it. So I'm hoping I can build that in a farming environment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think to be successful, I mean, to sell the company, it was 20 years after we started. So 20 years of hard work, we got our rewards. And then the way we set the deal up, we
Those
continued.
are many years of patience.
Many years of patience, yeah, and stress along the way. And sacrifice.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a piece of advice to any person out there, especially the youths, because there's a problem here in Uganda, and people don't know what to do in life.
Okay.
People don't know how to do.
Well, set direction. you mean?
Yes, the direction.
Yeah.
Could you give them a piece of advice, please?
Well, all right. This is no advice, but I'll give you some background on my story because I did this once before for some guys who were at Ziwa's Academy. That obviously I would encourage anyone to get the maximum education they can. Okay, but it's not the be all and end all. So you don't need a really high spec education, or you don't need to go to university. It's great if you do and you can, but that doesn't stop you being successful. I didn't go to university. I left school when I was 15.
Oh.
I was out of school at 15 because I was the youngest in my year. My birthday's at the end of August.
Okay.
And our terms go to August, or sort of 1st of September to the end of August. And I was the youngest in the year. So I actually left school at 15. I didn't go to university. I got an apprenticeship, learned a trade because I'm a qualified electrician. Not many people know that. Not that I've done it for a long time, but I know how to put a light bulb in. But that vocational training put me in good stead. So I'd say to anyone, like, if they're not going to go to university, there's no opportunity, just don't lose heart, because it's not the end of the world. And even if people go to university, they get a very good education. If they're not, they don't have a good work ethic, they don't want to work hard, they just think life owes them a living, they're going to get found out. It's not going to happen. So that thing about applying yourself in what, so that underlying, in the UK, there's a thing called, there's a class system in the UK. So I come from a working class background. So you've got working class, middle class, upper class. Upper class is like the gentry, the people with titles and so on.
Yeah, yes.
Middle class is the bulk of people. And working class are the blue collar workers, factory workers, blah, blah, blah. So my mum was a cleaner. My dad was a carpenter. And then I learnt a trade. Now, I was clever enough to go to university. There's certainly, I could have gone, but I went down the vocational route. And it was the best thing I did, because I started earning at 16. As soon as I turned 16, I started to earn money. And I didn't get into student debt. I just earned money for instantly. So I've been earning since I'm 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that really gave me the work ethic to succeed. And obviously my parents worked hard as well, so I got it from both mum and dad. Yeah. So if you're talking about what direction people should choose, it's a very difficult thing for me to give that kind of direct, specific advice. And this isn't pointed at you because of the nature of what you're doing. But my experience is that the less sexy the job, the more profit is in it. So people doing media studies and working in the media is a very fun, interesting job. But you can earn a lot of money being a plumber. You can earn a lot of money being a bricklayer. You can earn a lot of money. You'll never be out of work being an electrician. And if you're very clever, you can earn lots of money because it's services that people need. Now, you can earn a good living from media, for sure, but the very boring jobs that people just think are not sexy, generally, in my experience, actually pay more.
That's a new one.
Sorry to tell you that. Sorry to tell you that. But yeah, I mean, everybody wants to do something that's interesting. Okay, but you have to then, okay, that's great. It stimulates your mind. You enjoy it, but can you really earn a good living out of it to the level that you would aspire to? So and that's what you have to weigh up.
True.
Now, I know something that's a little bit different in Uganda, like culturally, is that a lot of people in Uganda have a job, a sideline, a hustle.
They're like 4 jobs.
Yeah. So that's not like the UK. Most people have a job and they earn. Some people might have a second job, but it's quite rare. Most people will earn, because of minimum wage and so on, they can earn a living from one job. So they do their job, they come home, they have a social life. Here, this is why I admire people here, because they work hard. So they do one job, then they go and do the next one, and then the next one. It's one of the things I admired so much about Debbie, because she was working 4 jobs in the UK, and I'm like, I've never seen anyone do that before.
4 jobs?
When I met her, she had 4 different jobs, yeah.
Okay.
And working hard. And I'm like, really, you're gonna burn out. There's a downside to doing this, because if you work too hard too long, eventually you get burnout. And I was very keen that she didn't have to suffer that problem anymore. But she still works hard. She's very work motivated, and she's got a very strong work ethic.
Yeah, she is.
And she wants to do things for herself that is where she's using her talents and skills and knowledge to good effect, not someone's providing her a good life, which I do provide, obviously, but she wants to do something independent so she can stand in front of her and say, I do my thing. If Michael died, God forbid, and everything went wrong, she could still stand up and look after her children, you know.
True.
So it's important to her that she has that work ethic and that she does something that's independent.
Okay.
She doesn't need to work. I mean, she could stay at home as a housewife and so on.
I know.
But she enjoyed it. So
Yeah.